The Buss family is selling their stake in the Lakers to Mark Walter for a valuation of approximately $10 billion. And a minority owner of LA since 2021 and also holds a stake in the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers will have a new majority owner for the first time since 1979.
We just got some earth-shattering NBA news that I honestly never thought was ever going to break. News that is going to change NBA history forever. The Los Angeles Lakers, the team that Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic called home, just got sold for $10 billion. Let me repeat that, $10 billion. After 46 years, the Buss family dynasty is over, and this is officially the most expensive sports franchise sale in human history. According to Shams Charania, the Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global. Sources tell ESPN. Jeannie Buss will continue to serve in her role as governor after the sale, but here's the thing, this did not happen overnight. This is the result of years of behind-the-scenes drama, family feuds, financial pressure, and one of the most calculated business moves in sports history. And I've got the receipts to prove it. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Every like and subscription helps me afford Boba's dog food. You remember the 4-man I ran in my Luka Doncic video on Prize Picks? Well, that risk-free $25 hit. Now, if you didn't take that opportunity, you could still sign up for Prize Picks using my promo code microphone to get a free $50 when you make a play of $5 or more. And if you go into the description down below, there will be a link to join my Discord server where we've been hitting on baseball, WNBA, and NBA on a daily basis. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this sale was inevitable. Mark Walter was playing chess while everybody was playing checkers, and why this could potentially save the Lakers or completely destroy everything that made them special. When Jerry Buss bought the Los Angeles Lakers in 1979, he paid $67.5 million. Adjusted for inflation, that's worth about $290 million today. And this is where your jaw is going to hit the floor. Shams Charania just reported that Mark Walter is purchasing the Los Angeles Lakers for $10 billion. That's a 14,700% return on Jerry Buss's original investment and the most expensive sports franchise purchase in history. To put that into perspective, the Boston Celtics just sold for $6.1 billion, which was the previous record, and Walter just blew that out of the water by almost $4 billion. For those of you guys that don't know, Mark Walter is the same guy who owns the Los Angeles Dodgers and is worth $12.1 billion, and he just became the new king of Los Angeles sports with the biggest flex in sports history. But this story starts way before today. You see, Mark Walter didn't just wake up this morning and decide to buy the Los Angeles Lakers. This man has been planning this for 4 years when he bought Phil Anschutz's 27% minority stake for about $1.35 billion. And here's the genius part. Mark Walter negotiated the right of first refusal if the Buss family ever decided to sell. Pretty much what that means is if the family ever cracked under the pressure, Walter could match any offer and automatically win. It's like he planted some sort of sleeper cell in the Lakers organization 4 years ago, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But why did the Buss family crack? And what pressure am I talking about? Well, that's where the story gets really juicy. Laker fans know that the Buss family wasn't just running a basketball team, they were sitting on a ticking time bomb. When we take a look at the math, it makes a lot of sense. Brian Windhorst broke it down perfectly in 2022, saying the Buss family owns 2/3 of the Lakers and there are 6 Buss children. That's their core family business. They don't have a Microsoft stock that pays them hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't have a tech company. So let's say the Lakers make $100 million. That means the Buss family gets $67 million of that. And now you split that 6 different ways, all of them have about $10 million in change per year. So think about that for a second. Each Buss sibling owns 11% of a $7.1 billion franchise. That's $715 million on paper per season, but they only get about $10 million per year in actual cash. It's like being called rich on paper but broke in real life. Even though $10 million is a lot of money, you'd imagine that you'd be earning a lot more for owning the Lakers. But since that's being split 6 different ways, it's a much different story. And this is where it gets even crazier, because this isn't just simply a financial issue. Do you remember when I said this was brewing for years? In 2017, the Buss family literally went to war with each other. Jeannie Buss fired her own brother Jim Buss from basketball operations after he failed to get the Lakers to the playoffs. But Jim and his brothers didn't take it lying down. They tried to remove Jeannie from the board of directors entirely. This wasn't some corporate disagreement. This was a family trying to destroy each other over the control of a $7 billion asset. It's like the sports version of Succession. Jeannie had to file a restraining order against her own siblings, and Jeannie would win. She became the controlling owner for life and said something that hits way differently now, saying, "I had to let my brother go." Year after year, not making the playoffs, that was not the brand of Laker basketball that Dr. Buss had created. But winning the battle might have cost Jeannie the war. You see, while Jeannie was fighting her family, other NBA owners were laughing all the way to the bank. The Golden State Warriors paid $176.9 million in luxury tax last season. You know how much the Lakers paid? $6.9 million, the smallest amount of any team in the luxury tax. Steve Ballmer, the Microsoft billionaire who owns the Clippers, paid $142.4 million in luxury tax and built a $2 billion arena. Meanwhile, the Lakers coach Darvin Ham was literally telling reporters that luxury tax concerns were preventing roster moves. It's like watching a billionaire shop at the dollar store while their neighbor is buying Ferraris. The Buss family was playing small ball while everyone else was going all in. And this is why the sale is significant and where Mark Walter comes in, because this story is about to get really wild. Because Mark Walter isn't just rich, he's changed the entire sport rich. This man runs Guggenheim Partners, which manages $345 billion in assets. When he bought the Dodgers in 2012 for $2.15 billion, he completely revolutionized baseball spending. The Dodgers just paid $103 million in luxury tax for 2024 alone, more than the Lakers have paid in the last 5 years combined. They signed Shohei Ohtani to a $700 million contract, and their 2025 payroll is over $375 million. But you can't argue with the results. The Dodgers have won 2 World Series championships since Walter took over, and the team value went from $2.15 billion to over $6 billion. Now imagine that same exact approach, but with the Los Angeles Lakers. If you guys remember, 4 months ago, something happened that should have been a warning sign. Shams broke the most shocking trade in NBA history. The Lakers traded Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic. The trade was so insane that people thought that Shams got hacked. Even LeBron James was stunned.
My guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week. So
looking back, this was probably the moment that the Buss family realized that they couldn't compete anymore. They had to trade their second best player just to stay relevant. Meanwhile, teams with deeper pockets were building super teams, and they knew they couldn't compete with the likes of the OKC Thunder. They couldn't even compete with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So what happens now? Well, Jeannie gets to stay as governor, which means she keeps the ceremonial role while Walter makes the real decisions. Very similarly to Mark Cuban's role when he sold the Dallas Mavericks. But here's what the $10 billion price tag truly means. Walter just made a statement that he's willing to pay any amount to own the Lakers. This isn't just about basketball, this is about creating a sports empire. And this is incredible news if you're a Laker fan, because this means that the Los Angeles Lakers are no longer going to be avoiding the luxury tax. No more penny pinching, no more watching other teams sign stars while the Lakers count dollars. Walter could literally afford to pay $200 million in luxury tax every single year without blinking. When you just dropped $10 billion on a team, what's another $200 million to win championships? Now, this is where it gets crazy, because I said multiple times in this video that the Lakers were valued at $7 billion, but Walter paid $10 billion for them. The exact amount is actually $7.1 billion, making them the third most valuable NBA franchise behind the Golden State Warriors and the New York Knicks. Walter just paid 41% more than that valuation because he wanted to make sure no one else could even compete for the bid. But there's a dark side to this story. The Lakers have been owned by the Buss family for 46 years. Jerry Buss created Showtime basketball. He turned the Lakers into more than just a team. He made them a cultural phenomenon. Jerry Buss brought Hollywood to basketball. He created the Laker girls. He made games into entertainment spectacles and built the mystique that made players want to come to LA. Now all of that is gone. The Lakers are just another corporate-owned franchise. At the end of the day, as a Los Angeles Laker fan, I definitely thought that change was needed. Since 2017, the Los Angeles Lakers have appeared in the NBA playoffs 4 times. In 2020, they won the NBA Finals. In 2021, they were a first-round exit. In 2023, they reached the Western Conference Finals. And in 2024, once again, they were a first-round exit. So a huge change needed to be made. And although I have a lot of love and respect for the Buss family, it was very clear that if the Lakers wanted to take that next step, they needed corporate ownership. So if you're a Laker fan, let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this sale. Aside from that, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Golden State Warriors are planning a huge trade. I made a completely separate video on that, and I'm gonna leave it in the end screen to meet you guys there. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.